The top 5 most played tanks in Wotb over the last 90 days. What do you think is in the top 5? Could it be this IS-7, or could it be the medium in tier 10, the Russian medium Object 140, or could it even be down in the lower tiers, the A20, known for its seal clubbing? Many people play this tank to up their win rate, to get blue win rate, or could it even be the Death Star, known for its massive 183 cannon? Shots like that. Stay tuned to find out. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Amx 69 and we are back with the top 5 recent most played tanks in Wotb. So we're going to get straight to it, and at number 5 on the list is the IS-5 at 7,331 players playing this tank within the last 90 days. Now, why is this tank so popular? Why is so many people playing this tank? Well, it's kind of simple. I wasn't actually surprised to see this tank at all in the top 5. It is a Russian tier 8 heavy tank, and it only cost 1,500 gold if you was in a clan and you got level 10 clan supply. So most people will have bought this tank just because how cheap it was. And it's very strong, it makes good credits, it's very troll, got very troll armor, and it's an okay tank. Now, the accuracy isn't the greatest, but it's a Russian heavy premium tank. It's not going to be the greatest. But for 1,500 gold, you can't really complain. It's one of the cheapest tier 8 tank, well, it is the cheapest tier 8 tank that has been for sale. Well, it hasn't really been for sale, but almost anyone can get the IS-5. So that is why this tank is at number 5. And I'm actually quite shocked at it being number 5. I thought it would be a little bit higher. But IS-5, that is number 5 on the most played tanks in the last 90 days. So let's now have a look at number 4, which I was actually quite shocked about. It is the Amx Cdc at 7,506 players in the last 90 days. Now, why is this tank so popular? Now, when this tank first come in the game, I got it straight away, and I absolutely hated it. It was literally a Dracula, a worse Dracula. If you had a Dracula, there was no point in owning this tank. So why does so many people play this tank? Well, it's been buffed quite a lot, and a lot of it, not just the reload, most of the tank itself has been buffed. So the reload especially has been put down to 5.5 seconds. And it's actually a very, very strong tank now. Very strong tier 8 tank. Now, if you play tier 8 rating battles, this is probably one of the most popular tier 8 tanks to play in the ratings battles. Because it's so fast, it's got a good gun, it's got a good reload. Pretty much everything about this tank is good, except for the armor. But you can't expect the armor to be good. Now, in terms of being a worse Dracula, this is now probably a lot better than the Dracula because of the reloads of the gun. Especially, I do enjoy playing this tank, especially in tier 7. So that is why this tank has become so popular, not only because of the buffs, but I don't know if you have seen recently, but recently people have been getting deals to get this tank. So it comes up in-game, buy this tank now for this price. And the price it's offering, I think in pound, it was like £15. Now for a tier 8 tank like this, that's a very, very good price. £15 for a tier 8 tank is very good price. So that is probably why a lot of people have started buying this tank. And you can see with this battle, we are still full health. We're not going to end full health. That's going to change very soon. But we've already done 2,300 damage. And we've just literally held this ridge. We've taken out the GA Panther that was flanking. And now we are going to start getting shot. But that's fine because there's only 3 tanks left alive. And you can see now the T-32 up there. We've got the Centurion. So I waited until the Centurion shot. And I'm going to ignore him. And I'm going to take out the tank that is on the hill. As I believe he is the most dangerous. And he is a one-shot. Then we can start focusing this Centurion. And just as the SU-152 gets to him, he gets deleted by the Vindicator, which means more damage for me. So we're going to drop down. We've got more hit points than him with no problem in taking him out. He misses his first shot. He pens the second shot. And we get one final shot in him before the RHM Borsig can take him out. So all that is left now is the Vindicator. And you can see on the damage count, we've done 3,400 and now 3,708 damage. We risk going into him. He could have one-shotted us, but we get one final shot in him. So that was a 3.9k damage, and it was very, very easy in my eyes. It was quite an easy battle. We didn't get the ace, but we did get the first class, and we made some credits. So 95,000 credits earned. Not bad at all for a premium tank. So that is number 4, which I was shocked at seeing. Now, number 3 on the list is this very fun tank. So it is the T-49, and there is currently 7,659 players playing this. Now, this was a shock to me. I didn't think so many people play this tank. I know a lot of people do play the tank, but I was quite shocked to see it at number 3, the 3rd most popular tank in the game at the moment. Now again, why is this tank so popular? Well, it's kind of easy. It's because it's a light tank that holds a 152mm cannon. So it's like a KV2 on acid, pretty much in tier 8. And the HE on this thing, when you can pull it off, which you are going to see very soon against this Bulldog on the enemy team, it's very lovely. Very, very lovely. So here we go. Cruel Twist. He's just going to get 780, 802 damage into him. Now, I am shocked that this is number 3. It has been nerfed. Before the nerf, I could understand this being number 3, number 2, or even number 1, because it was completely OP. You could get 2, sometimes even 3 Amx in one battle. Now, I've done streams with pre-nerf on this tank with someone like Bob, and we've got like 2 each. 2 Amx every single game, or you're going to get at least 1 Amx every game, but that has been nerfed. And although you can still Amx tanks, it's very hard to Amx a tank now. So because of that reason, because of the nerf, it's still a fun tank. It's still a great fun tank. But I was still shocked to see that at number 3. But it's there. It's there at number 3. And people love the tank. And I don't blame them. Now, number 2 on the list is the Death Star at 8,447 players in the last 90 days. Now, again, I would have thought this would have been number 10. Number 10, it is tier 10. I would have thought this would have been number 1, because everyone wants a Death Star. Everyone wants a Death Star just because of the gun, the Hesh gun on it. Who doesn't love heshing a side of a tank to do up to 1,600 damage? Everyone loves the Death Star, but then, or everyone who has a Death Star loves the Death Star. Everyone who doesn't own a Death Star hates it and say it should be deleted from the game. Now, I don't agree with that. It should not be deleted from the game. Now, we're going to fast forward it here because we are not doing much more, but this is why people love the tank. Look at this, Death Star running across the map, all side of him, boom, gone. 1,224 damage, and he's deleted. And that is why so many people are playing the Death Star. Even if they don't like the Death Star, they're playing the Death Star because of that gun. And it is such a fun tank to drive. When it goes your way, it can go your way. Now, the Death Star, I've got the most damage. My most ever damage, my highest ever damage is in a Death Star, just shy of 8k. And I've done that a few times. And it's my most played tanks. I've nearly got 2,000 battles in this tank, because when you're having a bad day, when you're losing, no problem, just come at the back of the WZ and do 1,300 damage, because that's it. All you need is two shots, and you've done 2 to 3k damage, no problem whatsoever. And that is why everyone wants a Death Star. But should it be number 2? Should it be number 1? Because I didn't think many people, although people want the Death Star, no one likes the grind, because they're all slow, really slow tanks. But it is there at number 2 with over 8,000 people playing it. And there we go, 4,600 damage. We only penned 5 times, so 5 shots pretty much and nearly 5k damage. And at number 1 is this tank. Now, it is the KV2, and it has 9,139 players playing it in the last 90 days. And the reason is because of that. 980 HE shot into a side of a tier 7. Now, why is so many people playing this tank? And it's simple. It's because of the gun. Now, if you use the other gun on this tank, which I'll probably do a video within the next couple of weeks with the wrong cannon or the wrong gun on a tank, where you use the wrong gun. So OP tank with the wrong gun. And in fact, using the other cannon on this isn't actually the wrong gun, because it has higher pen, it has higher DPM, much higher DPM, but no one uses that, because it's not a KV2 if you use a different gun. It's only a KV2 if you use this big massive dirt gun, because that's fun. That's just like driving a T49 without the 152. Even though the other gun has more DPM, you just don't do it, because it just feels absolutely wrong. And that's just like riding a Death Star with a 120mm gun. It just wouldn't be the Death Star. Now again, we're going to fast forward that, because the VK2801 is running around the map. 2 of my teammates are capping, so we're just going to go and find him. So do you think, or did you guess, the KV2 would be the most played tank in Wotb Blitz? Now, I wasn't shocked to see this, because it is a tier 6. It's not hard to get hold of, where a tier 10, not everyone has a tier 10, so, but most people does have a tier 6. And when they do have a tier 6, they do want this gun, they do want this tank. So that is why it is so popular. Again, the numbers will change. They'll probably be different if you check them today on Blitz Stars. Scroll right down to the bottom and you'll see the number of people played. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the video. I will do another video with my top 5 tanks that I've played another week. But for now, I'm Amx Cdc, and I'll catch you soon.